Everybody's got dreams. Everybody's got that thing in the back of their mind they say they're gonna do one day. One day I'll start my business. One day I'll get in shape. One day I'll chase that dream I've been holding onto. You know what the problem is? Most people spend their whole life talking about, one day, and never realize that the days are passing whether they move or not. And before they know it, the dream is still sitting there, untouched, collecting dust. Most people live their lives thinking they have unlimited time. They tell themselves, I'll start when things calm down. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I'm ready. The truth is, there's no such thing as the perfect time. Life will always be busy. There will always be problems, and you'll never feel fully ready. Waiting for the perfect moment is the same as telling yourself you're not going to do it at all. Every single day you wait, you're building a habit of hesitation, and hesitation kills dreams. Think about all the things you've told yourself you'd do one day. How many of them are still sitting there? How many have you talked about for years but never acted on? The gap between where you are and where you want to be will never close by itself. You can't wish your way to success. You can't hope your way to the top. You can't sit around and expect life to hand it to you. It doesn't work like that. The difference between the people who have what they want and those who don't is that stopped talking about it and started doing something about it. They made a decision that the waiting was over and the work was going to start now. That's the power of day one. Day one is when you stop making excuses and you start building momentum. And momentum is everything. Once you take that first step, you'll see the next one and then the next. But you'll never see the path if you never take that first step. That's why you can't keep waiting for one day. Because every second you waste is a second you can never get back. Day one is not about having everything figured out. It's not about having all the answers or knowing exactly what's going to happen. It's about committing to the first step, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if you're scared. Too many people believe they have to see the entire staircase before they take the first step. But that's not how life works. You figure it out along the way. You learn, you adapt, you grow. The people you admire, the ones who have achieved what you dream about, they didn't start with a perfect plan. They started with a decision. They decided to stop letting fear dictate their actions. They decided that progress was more important than perfection. And the thing about starting is that it changes you immediately. It shifts your mindset from, I can't, I'm doing. You begin to see yourself differently because you're proving to yourself that you're willing to act. Every day you delay, you strengthen the voice inside that says you're not ready. Every day you move forward, you strengthen the voice that says you can. That's the difference between people who keep dreaming and people who start building. Action beats hesitation every single time. You don't need to start big, but you do need to start now. The clock is ticking, and whether you do something or not, time will pass. A year from now, you can either look back and say, I'm so glad I started, or you can be in the exact same spot wishing you had. The choice will always be yours, and it's made in this moment, not tomorrow, not when it feels easy, not when someone gives you permission. It's made when you decide that today is day one is about shifting from excuses to ownership. It's the moment you stop blaming the economy your family, your upbringing, your lack of resources, or the obstacles in front of you. Because as long as you're pointing fingers, you're giving away your power. You can't change what you don't own. The truth is, there will always be reasons not to start. You can always convince yourself that the timing isn't right, that you need more money, more connections, more knowledge. But those aren't barriers, they're tests. They're there to see how badly you really want it. People who succeed aren't the ones with the smoothest path. They're the ones who choose to keep moving despite the bumps, the storms, and the setbacks. Day one is the day you look at your situation and say, I'm responsible for where I go from here. It's not about pretending the challenges aren't real. It's about refusing to let them have the final say. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Because you understand that no one is coming, you stop needing constant motivation from others because you've lit your own fire. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 because you're focused on writing your own story. And here's the thing, once you take ownership, you also take control. You can decide to change your habits, your mindset, your environment, your priorities. You can choose discipline over comfort, progress over excuses, and action over waiting. Ownership isn't about feeling ready. It's about refusing to let circumstances dictate your destiny. Day one begins when you stop asking, why me? And start asking, why not me? Because the moment you decide that the outcome of your life is in your hands, everything changes. Day one is about building momentum and refusing to let it die. Too many people start with excitement but lose steam because they expect instant results. They treat the beginning like a sprint, but success is a marathon. Day one isn't about going as fast as possible. It's about creating consistent forward motion, even if it's slow at first. Momentum doesn't come from massive leaps. It comes from daily steps, from showing up even when you don't feel like it, from doing the small, unglamorous work that no one sees. Every single day you move, you're stacking wins. They might feel small now, but over time they compound into something unstoppable. And the key to keeping momentum is to protect it. That means cutting off distractions, limiting negative voices, and surrounding yourself with people who push you higher. It means not letting a bad day turn into a bad week, not letting one mistake convince you to stop altogether. Momentum is fragile in the beginning. One excuse can kill it, so you have to guard it like your life depends on it. The more you protect it, the stronger it gets, and soon it won't just be you pushing yourself. Your momentum will start pushing you. You'll wake up with energy, you'll feel a pull towards your goals, and the work will start to feel natural. But you have to earn that stage by pushing through the early grind. Too many people quit when they're inches from breaking through, all because they couldn't see the results yet. Momentum doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It builds quietly. And then one day you realize you're further ahead than you ever thought possible, all because you refused to stop moving when it was the hardest to keep going. Day one requires sacrifice, and that's where most people get stuck. They want the success, but they don't want to give up the comfort. They want the new life, but they want to keep the habits of the old one. You can't carry both. Every goal you set has a price tag, and that price is paid in time, energy, focus, and discipline. That means you may have to give up nights out so you can work on your craft, wake up earlier than you're comfortable with, or say no to things that don't align with where you're going. Sacrifice isn't about loss, it's about making room for what's more important. The problem is, in the moment, sacrifice feels heavy. It feels like you're missing out. But what you're really doing is trading short-term pleasure for long-term fulfillment. Most people let that temporary discomfort scare them back into the life they say they want to lead. But if you can push past that stage, you'll see that sacrifice is just the down payment on your dreams. It's proof to yourself that you're serious, that you're not just talking about change, you're making it. And here's the truth, when you start to see results, the sacrifices stop feeling like sacrifices. They become choices you're proud to make because they're taking you where you want to be. But that shift only happens after you commit, after you prove to yourself that you can stay disciplined even when it's inconvenient. Success doesn't just ask for a little bit of you. It asks for everything you've got. And if you're willing to give it, to keep giving it, even when no one notices and nothing seems to be happening, that's when everything starts to change in your favor. Day was about resilience. Because no matter how strong your plan is, life will test it. There will be days when everything you've been building feels like it's falling apart. You'll face delays, rejection, unexpected problems, and even moments where you question if you're capable. This is where most people quit, not because they don't have the talent, but because they don't have the patience to keep going when it's hard. Resilience is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. It's getting up after you've been knocked down, not once, not twice, but every single time. It's telling yourself that failure isn't a stop sign. It's a lesson, a correction, a stepping stone. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel the frustration or the doubt. It means you don't let those feelings decide for you. Every setback is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve, to prove to yourself that you're unshakable. Most people think the goal is to avoid obstacles, but the real goal is to get so strong that no obstacle can stop you. Resilience is built in the moments you want to give up, but don't. It's in the late nights, the early mornings, the quiet hours when no one's watching and you're still putting in the work. Over time, every challenge you face and overcome adds another layer of strength, another level of confidence, another reason to believe in yourself. When you start treating setbacks as part of the process instead of proof you're failing, you strip them of their power to stop you. You become harder to discourage, harder to break, and much more likely to reach the finish line, not because the journey got easier, but because you got tougher with every step you took. You have a choice every single day. You can keep waiting, keep making excuses, keep saying own day, or you can draw a line in the sand and say, this is it. This is the day I start. Everything in your life comes down to that moment. When you decide you're done living on the sidelines, you're done talking about your dreams and watching other people live theirs, you're done waiting for perfect conditions, because perfect conditions don't exist. The truth is, there will always be a reason to wait. There will always be something you think you need before you start. But if you keep waiting for everything to align, you'll wake up years from now and realize you've been living in pause mode your whole life. Day one is about ownership. It's about taking responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. No blaming, no finger pointing, no looking for someone else to push you. The moment you say, I'm in charge of my life. You take back your power, because here's the reality. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to do the work for you. No one can want it more than you do. You have to want it so badly that you're willing to push past the discomfort, the fear, the uncertainty, and do what needs to be done, even when it's not easy. When you choose day one, you're telling yourself that your goals are worth the effort, that the person you're becoming is worth more than the temporary comfort of staying the same. You're stepping into a mindset where progress is the priority. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You won't get everything right. You'll make mistakes. You'll have setbacks. But when you made the decision that you're starting now, nothing can permanently derail you. Every challenge becomes a part of the journey instead of an excuse to stop. You have to understand your future is shaped by the decisions you make in moments like this. Not next month, not next year, right now. The small steps you take today compound into massive results over time, but only if you start taking them. You can't build momentum if you're still sitting still. You can't find your strength if you never test yourself. You can't create the life you want if you're still living in the shadow of hesitation. The only way to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be is to start moving toward it today. And yes, people will doubt you. Some will even laugh at you. They'll think you're crazy for trying. They'll bring up your past, remind you of your failures, and try to convince you that you can't change. That's why you can't let their voices be louder than your own. You have to be so locked in to your vision that their opinions don't shake you. You have to want it so much that quitting isn't even an option you consider. The people who succeed aren't always the most talented, but they are the ones who decide they won't be stopped. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working, when the grind feels heavier than the goal, when you question if it's worth it. That's when you remember why you started. That's when you remind yourself that you chose day one for a reason. You didn't start because it was easy. You started because you were tired of staying the same. You started because you knew you were capable of more. And that reason, that fire, has to burn hotter than any obstacle in your way. Time is passing whether you act or not. The weeks will go by, the months will go by, the years will go by. The only question is, will you look back and be proud of the steps you took, or will you be filled with regret because you let another year slip away? Life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't sit around forever. You either step up and claim them, or you watch someone else do it. This is your life, your responsibility, your moment. You can't borrow someone else's courage. You can't rent someone else's determination. You have to dig deep and find it within yourself. You have to decide that no matter what, you're showing up for you. Not just today, but every day after. Because when you commit to day one, you're not just starting a project or chasing a dream. You're changing the way you live. So make the choice. Stop overthinking. Stop hesitating. Stop letting fear talk you out of the life you deserve. Your best days aren't behind you. They're ahead of you, waiting for you to claim them. But you have to start. You have to take the first step, then the next, and the next, until you look back and realize the life you used to dream about is the life you're living. Don't wait another day. Don't give yourself another excuse. Let today be your day one. The world won't hand you your dreams. You have to go out and get them. And the moment you decide, truly decide to start, nothing will ever be the same again.